This is Up Against the Wall with Darren Marchant for American Nomad News. A new segment for the show. Let's talk about the new presidency. Biden and Kamala have recently moved into the White House, and Trump is out. It's been interesting watching this whole process, and I have definitely been a supporter of Trump. No, that does not make me a traitor. It makes me have a difference of opinion with my fellow American citizens who should respect me as I respect them. Now, let's take a look at how we're talking to each other. The Democrats have been emboldened and have started to call Republicans traitors and seditionists and these kinds of things. And yet, one of the invaders of the House was photographed and found to be a matching image with Antifa, which has been involved in violent protests in places like Portland. So let's go back to means, motive, and opportunity, which have to be established in a court of law before certain kinds of accusations can be made. And accusations made outside of that are not legit, man. They're not cool. We need to start treating each other as fellow American citizens, or our adversaries overseas are going to be emboldened. I don't feel very confident in the Biden-Kamala presidency for our national security. Now, Trump was a stand-up guy. North Korea started thumping around, rattling sabers with nuclear bombs aimed at Hawaii. A whole bunch of my fellow American citizens under direct threat of nuclear war, and the Democrats were not backing him up. Do the Democrats hate Hawaii or just not care? This is totally inappropriate. Now, if somebody's got an idea of how they want to do policy, let's talk about policy. Pick a policy and we'll debate the issues on that policy. Let's quit with the name calling and the false flag stuff and the making protests and blaming the other guy for it. We've got work to do. Trump did really good with the space program while he was in office. He established the Space Force, which was a long time coming and needed to happen. He ordered the cleanup of orbital debris, which is an important safety issue for our astronauts and for our communication satellites, which is how you get to see this message in the first place. He also established a program called the Artemis program to get us back to the moon and have the first woman on the moon as well, to seek access to water on the moon, which gives us access to the rest of the solar system and a lot of other benefits. And here's a message for Nancy Pelosi on border security. I'm homeless. I don't have any place to go. If I climbed over your back fence and started building a cabin right next to your swimming pool with a porch on it, while you were off in Congress talking crap about Trump, first thing you'd do when you find out is you'd call the cops and have me thrown out. But if I came to your front door and knocked on it and asked permission, fully accepting that I might be denied and respecting that, I'd be well within my rights. And if you said yes and documented that you accepted me into your backyard so I could build a cabin and have some place to live, then I would have rights in that, wouldn't I? That's not significantly different, except on scale. And if I brought my child with me and did that without your permission, guess what would happen to that child? The police would put that child in family services, and that kid would be in foster care in a hot minute, and you would not complain. So quit with the hypocrisy. And this message is for Trump. Thank you for all the work that you did. And may God forgive you for the things that you got wrong and bless you for the things you got right. I wish you well. Thank you for your service, and I'm looking forward to you running in 2024 so I can vote for you then. Maybe this 4 years will give you some time to come up with some policy that'll help and some protections for us when you get elected again. Because it's looking pretty strong that you'll get elected again. God bless, Godspeed. Aim for the stars, land on the moon. This is Darren Marchant with Up Against the Wall for American Nomad News. This is Darren Marchant with American Nomad News. I'm over in Hurst, Texas. And looky what I came across. Those are bulletproof windows. You can tell because they're made flat. It's got all flat panels all the way around, which usually means that it's custom made on a sheet metal brake. The thickness of the metal around the fenders looks to be maybe, what is that? No, it looks like maybe 3/8, not quite a 1/4 inch. This stuff, that's 1/4 inch. The rest of it's 1/4 inch. And that is a gun port. It's got bed liner sprayed all over it. Let's take a look back here. That's a nice big back door. Vanity plate warship. That's amazing. These guys put a lot of work into it. I imagine this would be an interesting vehicle to choose for tornado chasing. It's got regular inflated tires. Roomy cab. Heavy shocks. Pretty heavy bumper on the front. Grills over the headlights. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it's got a deal up on top that makes it look like maybe they got a machine gun turret. That's a piece of art. Right in front of the Alamo precision rifles. I'll throw this in with one of the other segments. American Nomad News. You are 6 times more likely to have an accident from texting and driving than drinking and driving. Have a great day. Don't get an accident. Don't text and drive. Have a co-pilot do that. I care about you. I want you to have a great day. Please don't text and drive. This has been a public service announcement by American Nomad News. Darren Marchant with American Nomad News weather segment. We have approximately 65 degrees. almost no wind at all, and a very light sprinkle. The skies are a flat gray, as you can see. Here's a quick go around. Just miles of gray, overcast skies. It's actually pretty comfortable and nice. Thank you very much. That's the weather.